was just hanging around in my office looking kind of messy. All right, cool. I think we are live-ish. It looks green.
Are we?
Tell me. I don't know. It looks green.
That's exciting. Is it green?
It's
Is
green,
usually a
but
good color when you're
I don't actually see anything on the preview.
Yeah, we
All
are.
right. Okay, we're live.
We're live, bro.
Hello and welcome to That Beautiful Life podcast. This is episode 209 of That Beautiful Life podcast. My name is Kadus Campbell, sitting here in the beautiful Red and United Kingdom, talking to the beautiful Roger Bergstrom, all the way in Stockholm, Sweden. Rog, how are you doing?
I'm fine. Thank you for asking. Here we are again in our new kind of routine of recording and doing the podcast, both live and as mentioned as a recording. So no, it feels good. It's yeah, it's interesting.
It's a thing. This is the nightlife. This is the
yeah, exactly.
It's the nightlife.
It feels like you want to start up some music and like do some moves or something. I mean, it's Thursday. It's getting closer to the weekend, things like that. But
that's the thing, man. That is the thing. You know what? You're right. It is Thursday, and we're getting closer to the weekend. And I'm kind of excited. I'm looking forward to the weekend.
I can imagine, because now, this is your second week at your new job, if I'm correct. Yeah,
pretty much something like that. Yeah,
something like that. Exactly. Time flies, right? Days pass. It's like, okay, it's a new week. It's Sunday. It's Monday again. But yeah, you just for you listeners out there, we were in contact before because it sometimes depends on when you also finish your job. Yeah. So you sent me a pic also when you were at the train station.
You know what was weird? when I took that picture, I held my phone, at a weird angle because I was holding the bike. Yeah. And I took the picture, and when I was taking the picture, I look because I wasn't looking up. I was just like trying to take a picture of like the train station. I'm like kind of getting the phone to like an angle where I can take the picture. And there's this lady is like, I swear, not like if you look at the picture, there's this lady like, because when I look up, she's staring directly at me. I was like, oh my God, I feel weird,
Did she think that you were like
taking a picture of her? That's what I was thinking. I was like, oh my God, is she thinking I'm thinking? I don't want to picture you. I don't know you.
You should have just raised it. You should have like looked her in the eyes, raise the camera, and just take the darn pic and see what happened.
Yeah, I did take the picture, but I was just saying to myself, like, I feel awkward.
yeah, I would as well, of course. But I can, okay, yeah. Mm-hmm. But with that said, so yeah, exactly. And then you had your bike with you,
yes,
that you usually have. So you came home to Reading, and then you had your bike with you and came home, and here we are now live. So yeah. So with that said, I am curious. I mean, as I said, week 2, you, from what I understand, you have been quite busy. Man. You have a lot to do now, right?
Excuse me. Ooh. My role is it is. My role is pretty. So I'm a marketing manager for the company I work for. I'm not gonna go into details about my work and all that kind of stuff. I don't think I want to at this point in time. But generally, I'm in charge of our company's marketing and who we like what we advertise and who we work with and partnerships and all that kind of stuff. So essentially, what tends to happen is like the CEO gives me a budget and says like, and like a target, like so it's like a budget and like this is what we're hoping for an end goal with regards to how you want to do this, and then I gotta figure it out, right? So I gotta figure
exactly.
How do I make this work?
It's like building with Lego again. This is this much of the budget, and then we have this, and I get Man. I can imagine it's a new kind of
I gotta figure it out. So it's and the thing is that like, to be clear, like I've done marketing before, but the thing is that this is more, I guess it's the best way to put it.
Is it in a bigger scale now also?
I feel like it is. I feel like I'm like I feel like budgetary, it feels like more. Because before I was working I was working with TT dollars. So it felt smaller. But actually no, I have worked with figures like this, but I wasn't the manager at the time when I worked with I was the junior manager. So I didn't have full control over certain things. Like I didn't at that point in time. And then after that, I've worked on campaigns where I wasn't in charge of working on how the campaigns work, but I had a team with me. I had people who were like doing it with me. It wasn't just me alone. And yeah, this time around, I'm pretty much in charge, I've been given a lot of responsibility. So I love it. I honestly do, because like
you know what they say, bro. You know
Mhm.
what they say.
What's
With
that?
great powers comes great responsibility.
Man, I
Don't
back
forget.
myself for that responsibility. I think I could do it. Like, honestly speaking, like I so back myself on what I do with regards to like work and everything like that.
Yeah.
Like whenever the CEO gives me a challenge, I'm like, yeah, let's go, let's go with it.
Yeah, but that's good. That's good. Being hungry when it comes to your tasks and everything. But I also, just from what you described last week, also being new at the job, it seems as if you have a good CEO. It seems that if you have good colleagues and everything, and as you mentioned, it's not only like one office; it's actually two. So that means that it's quite a few people that you can vary in between or meet, and stuff like that. So I think that's great. I think that's going to be very helpful for you in many ways. Yeah, of course you will do well here. It's going to be fine. It is already fine, I believe. But as I said also before we started to record the podcast, I mean, and you know that as well, when you get some more time, some things will become more like a routine thing and it doesn't take that much of an effort as it might do now, some of them at least. It depends on, I guess. The good thing here, though, that it sounds to be also quite some variety for you, so it doesn't get like very much same all the time. That's probably a good thing, also. You know. But so what? I think you told. Yeah. No. Continue. Fill in. Yeah. I mean, you.
I should
sandwich. Yeah.
I am stuffing my face.
Yeah.
Because this is dinner. I literally came in from work and just sat down at the computer. So I'm having dinner right now.
It's fine. It's fine.
That's for you because you're accustomed to it, but more for like listeners, like if anyone's new here, like the long time listeners, they're accustomed to me eating. But for the newer listeners, it's like, hey, your boy is eating because I haven't had dinner yet. I'm literally having dinner as we speak. I made myself a sandwich as I came in. It's got chicken that I made last night. I've got some spinach in there, some hummus, and
good.
And I put some sweet chili sauce in there, so it's kind of a nice little thing,
Good mix.
Yeah, definitely. So that's kind of.
Hi there.
There's someone in the chat already. Is Nalu?
Welcome. No.
Oh, who's it?
It is someone you know pretty well.
I think it's my sister. I think
I
think that's my sister.
Hello.
Welcome to the podcast. Feel free to like and subscribe and share and all that kind of good stuff. Right. Raj.
Yeah.
How was your week, man?
Oh, just like that. I wasn't ready for it.
Let's go for it.
Say? No. I'm just kidding. Well, it's been busy also in different ways. As mentioned, I have to say one of the things that are taking a lot of focus and also time to a certain extent is, of course, the fact that my wife Annalie, she broke her wrist, and she had her surgery on Friday last week, and it went well. But of course, as expected, coming home and like Friday evening, she was in quite some pain. When everything gets to you after the medicine and all the stuff you've been taking. I think that was also the worst night between Friday to Saturday. After that, she started to feel a bit better. But I mean, she can't do much. She has to be very careful. So yeah, that's that. I mean, I've been trying to cover up, you might say, for her, doing chores or stuff that she usually does as well. So we try to help out each other here, as a family do. My youngest son, Isaac, as you know, still lives at home, so he's a part of that as well. So I think we have been coping pretty well. She has been back to work this week.
Really?
She was supposed to go to a seminar down in the south part of Sweden, but she didn't do that, which I think was good. She felt that was a bit too much. Hey, Eric. Hey.
Welcome to the podcast, Eric. Yeah. Here's a question. What's the most challenging thing that you've taken up doing that your missus usually does? All right, what's the thing that you think that you've started doing now that she's not 100%? What's the most challenging thing for you? Or is it just like easy? Got this. Nothing challenges me.
No, it's more a bit like rusty, I would say. I think we talked about that as well. I mean, in our house, we try to help each other out, but she has been doing most of the laundry, for example. So for me, that was like, okay, wait, shit, that was some time ago. I started the freaking laundry machine. Wait a second now, where's everything? And where does this go? Here? No, not there. Maybe here. And things like that. It's not really a challenge, but other than that, it's just it's okay. It's I mean, cleaning stuff, fixing stuff. I mean, I've been trying to prepare, like we talked about making food and everything. So I try to be about planning. We talked also about planning the meals and everything, and try to arrange that in time, since she comes home also now a bit later. It has to be said. I mean, she usually drives the car back and forth when it comes to work, but now she can't drive a car for quite a few weeks, at least 2-3 weeks from probably. So she goes with the bus, which means that it takes a longer time to get home. She has to change 2 times, I believe, actually. So with that said, but it's other than that, I've been on it as usual, trying to keep my pace with my content creation and everything, and the music and all that stuff. And talking about music, we had a rehearsal. When was that? Must have been Sunday, and we just decided that okay, it's fine, we're not going to do anything more now before the concert, which is on Saturday. But before that, tomorrow, me and Isaac took a lunch. It's not too far away from us, because I needed to go and buy a bottle of wine. I'm gonna take it with me tomorrow, because the guitarist in our band, he's gonna have a band dinner, so he's cooking. He's good at cooking. I have tasted his food before. So looking forward to that. So we're gonna have a nice evening together. I hope it's not gonna become too much beer and wine, because I mean, we do have a concert the evening after. I know my bandmates, they like to they like to drink. I don't know what to say. So we got to be careful with that, but it's got to be nice. It's got to be boys talk, men talk. Something like that. So that's basically my week. So the weekend is a bit special again, since we have a concert, and then probably more normal, whatever that is. I don't know, but
whatever normal is.
Yeah, whatever normal is. No, I just hope especially for Anneli's sake, once again, that it's gonna continue to heal well. It's nice to see the system works well here in Sweden when it comes to like getting the help, and also the next thing she needs to do, like a check in a week from now and stuff like that. So it's like coming as it should, she got a letter yesterday, I think. So that works. I'm also been helping my mom, giving some tips. She's gonna buy a new mobile phone, and when you're like 81 years old, it's like, I mean, I have to give her credit. She's quite tech, even though she's old. I mean, she can handle a computer and she can do this and that. But even so, yourself, when you start, we haven't bought a phone for quite a few years. I mean, things has happened, right? And you're not up to date, so you need to. So she's been asking me. Been giving her some tips, since she doesn't really need like a super expensive phone, to be honest. But so it's that, and I think she's gonna go tomorrow and decide.
What did you tell her to get?
Well, that I haven't said. This weekend, by the way, Adam came over. We celebrated Isaac, who had his birthday and everything. That was nice. Goddamn, he's 24 years old now. It feels so weird.
I was literally talking about Isaac just the other day. I was talking to one of my colleagues about him, and I was talking about when he was like 15.
Yeah.
And I'm talking about, because like when he was 15, I think around that time was when we were talking about like Game of Thrones and stuff on the podcast. I think it's around that time, because I remember an episode where one of the first times we spoke about Game of Thrones, and you mentioned you were watching it with Isaac, and I was like, how old is he again? And you were like, I think at the time you said he's like 15. I was like, you know, a 15-year-old watch Game of Thrones, and you're like, yeah, it's normal. I was like, shit, like.
This is Sweden. It's quite shit. Some breast, some bottom. Yeah, we start early. It's just like that.
100%.
But to be honest, to be fair and honest, you are true about that, because the first season, especially in Game of Thrones, was about a lot of humping and stuff happening.
A lot.
I mean, and I sat there with both. I think at that point of time, I think Adam was home, wasn't he? Still at home.
He was home, yeah. He was home at the time.
Yeah, so I had two sons sitting close to me, and then the erotic part started happening on
I remember the
TV
first...
set, and I was like, okay, maybe we should get some ice cream now.
I didn't. I think I'll always remember the first episode of Game of Thrones because it shocked me.
I was more like, listen and look carefully. This is how you do it.
Yeah. Did you actually say that?
No, I didn't.
Did you guys like? I can't remember from when we did it.
Flushed my mind.
I can't remember from when we spoke about it, like, because that was a while ago. That was some years ago. But when you like when that, like, I don't know if you remember, but do you remember if you guys spoke at all, like during like watching Game of Thrones, and during scenes like that, did everyone just go like just nothing?
Not so much. I thought it was more like maybe a comment or stuff like that. I was like, okay, here we go again. More like that. So, and Anneli maybe 2-3 episodes later, oh, it was a lot of this, you know. Isaac was like, I'm having a good time here at the sofa.
This is brilliant. Look at it.
Yeah.
I'll always remember the first episode of Game of Thrones when because it shocked me. I remember watching the first episode and seeing the actress who plays Daenerys. I can't remember her name at the moment. There was a scene, and it's in the first episode. I think that's the first time that Emilia Clarke. That's the name.
Emilia Clarke. Yeah.
First episode, she's basically like, there's a scene where she's just like completely nude. Where I think she's getting into like a tub or something. Yeah. And for me, it shocked me because I knew it was something that played on Tele, and I think at the time it wasn't very common to like something that would play on television that was like, you know, something that people would watch in prime time or something.
Right.
For it to have nudity in it. You know, like most of that kind of stuff. You could get shows with nudity, but it was more something that you would get on like Blu-ray, DVD, or something. And so when I saw that, I was like, there's like boobs in this.
Surprise. Yeah, they've been quite generous, if you put it like that, for sure. It's not only once or twice, it's quite a few times, to be honest. Many scenes throughout the seasons. I think the first seasons were maybe
first season had the most. The first season, I think it tamed down a little bit as the seasons went on, but the first season it was you couldn't go an episode without some nudity in it. I think that was
they knew what they did. They brought the people there, you know, to watch it, and then they had them stuck waiting for more, and then they got more into the, you know, the dramatic part of the series, like the dragons and the fighting and everything, and everyone was like, okay, when is it coming again?
I'm not gonna lie. Watching season 1 of Game of Thrones, I did look forward to like the nudity in each episode. I was like, oh, no one's gonna turn up, you know. Like I was like,
yeah, he's like,
go for it. Let's see some stuff.
It's like you know, Christmas time. If you celebrate that as a kid, you know, you wait for Santa Claus to arrive.
Grown folks Christmas, yeah, definitely.
Yes, exactly, for sure. But yeah, it's interesting. Yeah, that came up. Yeah, it's true. One of those memories. It hasn't been the only time when, especially when my sons were younger, when you experience something like that. It's been other movies. I mean, you know, we've always been like a very, how do you say, engaged into watching movies and series and stuff like that in many genres. I mean, everything from action and of course a lot of sci-fi and things like that throughout the years. So yeah, wow, yeah, cool,
brilliant.
But talking about series, now I get curious. I mean, we could touch base a bit about that as well. Have you been watching something interesting?
No. Unfortunately, this week what I've spent most of my time doing is listening to podcasts. So
but that's nice
because of the fact that like I'm in the office really early in the morning, and I leave the office late in the afternoon. So like yesterday I left the office like after 6. Today I was supposed to leave 5:30, and I think I got to the office like 5:40 or something like that.
Yeah, I think so, because that's when you wrote to me, and I was like, okay, well, it's a bit late today as well. but you know,
I didn't even
it
notice the
is what it
time.
is.
We were literally sitting in a meeting, and I literally didn't notice the time. Like I glanced over and saw my phone and saw the time. I was like, "Holy crap!" It's like it's like 5:30. Because you know what kind of told me off, like gave me the hint was people leaving the office, and then I was like,
yeah. Something's going on out there.
I was like, "Shit!" Like y'all gone? Is the day over?
Why are we only 4 people left?
You know what? Funny thing, I think it was just 4 of us left in the office when I left. It was when I counted, it was 4 of us when I left.
Yeah, I'm psychic. What can I say?
Always knew it.
Yeah.
So I've been listening to a lot of podcasts, a crap ton of podcasts this week, which is great. I love podcasts. And I just wanted to talk about one of them because I started listening to this one today. It's called I don't know how you pronounce it, but I'm gonna just spell it out. It's ShxtsNGigs. So I think it's ShxtsNGigs. I think that's how it's probably pronounced.
Yeah.
Most likely. It's a podcast that someone on work put me onto, and literally today actually. I started listening. I started listening to it on the way back from work, like while I was cycling and stuff. I was cycling back, and I had it playing in the ears. This just sort of like taking it in. And it's English guys talking about like on the episode I was listening to, which is the one the one I was listening to on the way home. They're talking about like what are the most ridiculous excuses that your parents give for telling you no to something, like something you asked for, you know, and they were going through these excuses, you know, and a lot of them rang home to me because I remember my mom saying, "Oh, you can't do this because blah blah blah," or because I say so, or something like that. And one of them that they mentioned really got me. Like one of the guys was saying like he tells his daughter that the park is closed and that's why they can't go. And I think to myself, have I ever used that one before? You know, like I think have I? But that's such a genius thing to say to a young kid because they never know. Like they will believe you. Because and he said something. He said something that really rung home for me. He was like, "The park's boring, mate." I was just like, yes, it's boring.
Okay.
I don't know.
What?
Is it boring? Like when you took your kids to the park when they were younger, did you enjoy yourself going to the park with your kids? Or was it just like, oh, I'm taking them to the park for them to just blow off some steam. I am bored out of my mind. I can't wait to get back home.
I would say it would be mixed experiences because it also depends on what park you're going to.
True.
You know.
True. You're right.
And the mindset you have that day. Maybe you had a bad morning also with a lot of stuff that didn't go your way. I don't know. But I would say mixed experiences. Sometimes at some parks, I just had fun, you know, time also playing together with them a bit as well.
True.
I haven't really been sitting down, like, you know, being one of those guys that just sit down on a bench and watch my phone.
You've never done the bench?
No, not much. Very little bench time, if I put it like that, in the park.
I used to try. So for me, I tried to get Ty to go and
hitting on other moms
kids
and stuff like that.
Is that what you were doing?
Hi, how are you doing? Yeah. Oh, is that your son? Oh, he looks so nice. Yeah.
Not gonna lie, I have chatted up other moms in the park, but not for like chatting them up sake, more like to chat them up to like, hey, can we arrange for your kid to play with my kids so like I don't have to like run around in the jungle gym kind of thing, you know?
Okay.
So I've done that.
Well, okay, a small one, but not with words and everything. It was just a placement that happened like, well, this is the thing. When Adam was, it couldn't have been more than like 4 or 5 years. We were, for some reason, we were in the actual city. And fortunately, there are some parks also in the city. And we were at this park, not too far away from where I used to work, this theater, you know, with Cromata. And I was there with Adam in the park. It was a sunny day. It was summer. And I was like, oh, let's go to this, what is it called? Gung or sling. What is it called in English? God damn it, help me out.
Describe what it is, and I'll see if I can give you the name.
You gotta get it quickly. For some reason, the word just...
Is it a jungle gym? Zip line.
Yeah.
Oh, a swing. Oh.
Yeah.
How do you say it in Swedish?
Simple swing.
How do you say it in Swedish?
Gungor.
A Gilmore. It sounds like
a... No. It's Gungor. That's plural. It's like Gungor.
Gilnor.
Gungor.
Gil Ord. Did I get close?
No, well,
let's start with the first syllable.
So
the first syllable is
exactly.
Gil.
Because it's like G-U and G. So NG sound is quite thick. So gung.
Gung.
That's good. And then you add OR, which is or.
Okay, so
gung or.
Gung or.
Good. Very good. And that was really good. Actually, it was because you got the R right. Also, it's like rolling a bit. Gungur.
I mean, I've always had the. I mean,
yeah, beautiful, like it. Okay, so with that said, that was the podcast. Very much welcome to this lesson, Swedish language lesson. No, where were we? The park. Goddamn, can I get to the point here? So swings and my putting my no, that's not the case. I saw because we were playing with a ball or something, and then I saw, my God, that's a famous actress.
Really?
I'm not sure if you know who is. This was during the 80s, the 90s, I would say. Isabella Scorupco. She's Swedish. She was in a Bond movie as well.
Let me Google her.
Beautiful woman. I think she has Polish background. I'm 100% sure. Yes. But has lived in Sweden, more or less.
How do you spell her last name?
But she went to Hollywood. I'm gonna try to see if I can do it like this. Is this the right one?
I don't know how you spell her last. I can spell Isabella, but
I think it's try that.
Okay,
you see it?
Let me look at Discord.
I'm gonna help you out as well, guys. So you have a clue here. Yeah, there she is.
Save me with my bad spelling. Oh, so it's right. Yeah, I would have never spelled it that way, but go on.
No. It's not that Swedish name either, but it's really okay. So she was standing there, and she had her son in this. He was about the same age as Adam, and was oops, look at that! It's a free spot, be like where she's standing. Adam, come here. Into the swing, sorry, hitting the mic, getting so excited still after all this years. This is like, how long? It's 20 years ago?
The times.
She, oh my God.
Did you speak to her?
Summer day, she had she's half Polish. Exactly. Saying her. That's what I said. I knew that. You see, beautiful women from Poland. She was and is still a bombshell for sure.
Definitely.
Adam was tired, but he was swinging. Oh, he was swinging. And I was looking the right.
So he said, "Dad, I want to go to the slide." Dad, the slide.
Son, we're swinging.
Oh man, she's been in quite a few films though. She's been in Reign of Fire, as you mentioned, Bond. She's been in a show called Cougar Club. I've never seen this one. It says unrated.
Yeah,
I think I might have to add that to the watch list.
Exactly.
Kind of the stuff I used to watch as a teen.
Yeah, she came back also did a romantic comedy in Sweden, which is called Micke and Veronica, two Swedish common names, in 2014. And as you said, I think one of the biggest parts was of course like the Golden Eye, the Bond film Golden Eye, playing again with what's that? What's this? 95. Yeah.
She was also in The Exorcist as well. Exorcist, the beginning.
Oh yeah, true. From 2004.
Yeah.
She's been doing a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
She also had a short career as a pop singer. I remember she had a hit. That was about that time, I guess. With a nice music video, of course, because that was the thing back then. MTV and everything. So yeah, look at that now. Memories coming up. But getting off topic a bit, but at the same time, it's kind of connects. What can I say? Life.
Good stuff indeed.
Good stuff. Yeah.
So
okay, but the podcast. Yeah.
So far I'm enjoying the podcast. I'm not finished with it. I'm probably like about maybe about a little bit over half of that episode. So I'll know more if I like it so far. Like what I've listened to so far, I like the conversation, like the banter, the back and forth. It's nice. It's so far a really good podcast. I've been listening to some of my usual regular listens, Freakonomics, no stupid questions and all that kind of stuff into the mix as well. So with this ShxtsNGigs, as it's called, as I think it's pronounced that way anyway. I think it seems like it's gonna become a part of my regular loop of podcasts that I listen to.
Cool.
But we'll see how it goes. I know for a fact, though, that being said, my podcast aside, what I've been, because I haven't really been watching anything, that's what I've been enjoying as my sort of like media. I know that you've been watching something that I'm really curious as to know if it's good, because I have really low expectations for it. Like extremely low. So I am I'm more excited about
them low. Continue. Keep them low.
Let's go.
Should we really do this?
Let's go for it, bro. Like rip it apart if you have to.
Do not watch Avatar: The Last Airbender on Netflix.
It's not bad.
No. Okay, let me say like this. Okay, yes, I have been watching like 3-4 episodes of Avatar: The Last Airbender, the pretty new Airbender show on Netflix. And it wasn't planned to start with. It just happened. And I got the same feeling. We talked about One Piece not too long ago.
Yeah.
And it's a bit like the same feeling, even though I've watched a bit of the anime when it comes to the original Avatar, as you should.
As you should.
I have done that. And therefore I could say probably more that, I mean, once again, I guess the live series now is, I mean, it's kind of okay, but you are better off watching the real, like the original, for many reasons. And I guess that's a bit the same as mentioned as it was with One Piece. That doesn't mean that it doesn't, I don't know, how should I put this? It's like certain things are cool. I mean, there are some really nice cool scenes when it comes to the effects and everything. And I think the guy that is actually doing the Airbender bloke he's pretty good, I mean, he's a kid, and he's doing it pretty well.
Yeah.
It feels like more of it is a kind of a feel, for me at least, as an adult, more of a youth, like children's series in many ways. It's quite polite, if we put it like that, and not that like bloody or anything. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, please check a few episodes. Maybe I would love to hear what you think as well.
How much have you watched? How many episodes have you seen?
I think I watched 3 or 4. Yeah, 4, I believe, actually. But to be honest with you, I have fallen asleep during at least 2 of them, like from like mid episode and onwards, and then like, oh shit, it ended. That happens. It doesn't mean that it's bad just because I do that. It just means that I've been a bit tired. But yeah, it's.
You pull the meat.
It has. I have a hard time. You hear me? It's not even fluent right now for some reason. But it has a 7.4 on IMDb. Yeah. I would give it around a 6 or something, 6.4 maybe. It's not really. It's not really my cup of tea all the way. I have to say. Yeah. It's gonna be interesting. I think it's 8 episodes for now. I think it's only 1 season, isn't it?
Yeah. It's just started. It is new. So, it is new.
It is new indeed. Very new.
Apparently, the actor who plays the main character, I think, from what I can see here, he's 14.
Yeah.
So he's pretty young.
Yeah, he's pretty young. He looks even younger in the series. Of course, they would try to make it like that also, but I thought it was tops 11 or 12, to be honest. Nice. But yeah, it's like, so if anyone here in the chat or during the podcast recording now has actually watched it as well, please fill in. Let me know what you think. I thought I would stop after episode 2. I felt like I don't think I will watch it more. There are other things I would rather watch, but I have continued. So at least it means that it's not like it's not like bad. Yeah. Oh, I don't. It's so hard when you're not like it's something that you can see, but it's and kind of enjoy partly at least, but at the same time you feel that, well,
like it's
the
missing
anime
something.
original is better as a whole. It is.
I honestly think series like this, these sort of like live action series that Netflix and all these companies are making, are just not for the original fans. I don't think they are, because for me, I think the original fans have got their original series that's still good and they can enjoy whenever they want to and so forth. I think this is sort of like to capture a new audience. At least for me, that's how I would advertise. I'd say, hey, if you don't like anime or animation and you want to like get into the story and maybe be able to have a conversation with someone a little bit about the series, this is a okay supplement to it. I think this looks better than the one that M. Night Shyamalan did, if I'm correct. That one was, the minute I saw the trailer for that one, it looked like poop. This one does actually look like Avatar. It's a 7.4 on IMDb. It's currently ranked number 2 in popularity. What would you give it?
It's doing something right for sure. That I can say, and I think you're spot on when you say like the regarding catch a new audience or whatever have you, and. Because I tried to get Isaac to watch it together with me, to watch the new Airbender, but he was like, no, I watched the anime. I'm not watching that.
It's like, okay. I'm good, bro. I'm good.
I'm good. Literally, it was like that. But I mean, aren't you even curious? Because I'm curious. I like to check things out, even though it might. Remember, I told you way back that I watched the whole Arrow series.
Yeah,
and that was like freaking 8. How did it get like 8 seasons or something? I watched them all. Isaac came by. I was saying, why are you still watching this series? Because I have to. No, you don't. Yes, I have to. I have to know how this ends, even though I was bored like 5th, 6th season. I have to watch. It became like a poison. After my podcast Tuesday evening, I'm going to watch Arrow.
And suffer.
Yeah. It wasn't like really like that. I wouldn't have watched them, but it was like, that was one of the series you could watch or be without, how that is. And maybe this Avatar series, The Last Airbender on Netflix right now is partly one of those, at least for me. I mean, again, it depends on who you're asking, of course. But please go on. You wanted to fill in with something there, though, regarding we talked about the audience, new audience, and whatever not. Like true, the core base, fan base, they have seen
they've seen the original. They're happy with the original. I'm happy with the original. I saw the first Avatar Airbender animated series on Nickelodeon, and I enjoyed it. I loved it. I enjoyed the storyline. I think it's one of the best.
It is cool.
Honestly, I think it's the best English animation series I've seen ever done.
It could be so for sure.
And it's in anime in general, like animation in general, it's one of the best as a series. One of the best series, hands down. I think the story is brilliant. I like the characters. I like Aang. I like Katara. Zuko is probably one of my favorite characters because of his arc of how, the arc for his character.
Yeah,
Toph. All these characters that you get introduced to the series is pretty good. So this new series, I think is like, it's not for me. Like, I can't see myself actually investing in it. But similar to you, I could see myself watching it just to see what it's about.
Yeah.
But I know myself, I'll watch it and I'll be making comparisons in my head. I was like, the original did it better there. Well, they missed something, like
could happen.
Where's so and so? Where's this character? He didn't say that in the original series. No. That's literally how to watch it. So that's the reason why I don't feel like I'd appreciate it as much. But it's similar to like One Piece.
Maybe watch it with your sons. That could be a thing too.
Possible.
I mean, I feel it could work well as a family series, to be honest.
Yeah, could. So, I mean, granted, I'd much rather they watch the original animation too.
Yeah, look at that.
I'd much rather they watch the original animation than to watch.
You guys have raised them well. Good job.
Yeah, don't watch subpar stuff. Don't do that. Don't introduce your kids to subpar stuff if you can avoid it.
Yeah, true.
That being said, what's your? I can't remember if you gave a rating. What was the rating you gave it? It's a 7.4. What are you giving it?
I gave it. I took away a point, you might say. So 6.4. Maybe 6.2. Feel like decimals and shit.
Let's go with that. Let's call it 6.
Yeah.
Let's wrong the dong.
Yeah, let's do that. And okay, we can stop there.
Let's talk about some
Yeah.
gaming. I'm gonna just briefly mention my gaming for the week because I haven't really gamed a lot this week. But I just want to shout out the fact that I have played a little bit on my Steam Deck, which was rare because I haven't really picked up the damn thing for ages. And there have been some nights I've come in from work, and this was like last week. I'd come in from work and I just was so drained, and I hopped on a game of eFootball with the lads from the eFootball group that I'm in on yeah, and just played a match with them. You know, I just hopped on, played a match with the guys. We played together. We had some matches, and honestly, I think the last match I played, I'm trying to remember who I played the last match against. I can't remember the match. I think I had a lot of fun. Granted, I won, but
yeah.
But at the same time, like the person I played against, I lost I think the first match I lost against them, and I beat them in the next 2 matches. So we did 3 matches against each other, and I had so much fun. I'm trying to remember who the person was I played against. There's one guy I played against this week. His tag is the Toucan Dub. Is his tag in the group. I can't. I know I played him at some point, but I can't remember if he won or if I won. I honestly can't remember in that match. But I know this week has been. I had some wins. One match I won 6-0, so I was like, yeah, I was feeling it. But
wow,
I don't know if I am going to. So essentially, how this group runs, essentially, it's sort of like the Premier League. Top teams get promoted, bottom teams get dropped, that kind of stuff. I don't even know if I'll win promotion because despite the fact that my points average is actually pretty okay, because of the fact I lost a few matches, kind of ruined my I think in total I've lost like 3 matches in the league. I've won 9 though, so like, you know, I've drawn 2 as well. So I'm literally sitting in 4th in the table right now. Your boy is feeling okay with that. I've not played a lot of matches. I've literally done. Let me look at my stats. I've done 14 matches, but the guys above me, they've done like 20 matches. So
wow,
yeah, one of the guys, I'm not too far off of him. I think if I played a few more matches, I could catch him. But these guys are pretty good though. I think the lads in the server, they're pretty decent. You know, some guys I thought I'd get some free points off of. I was like, oh, this guy's at the bottom of the table. I'll take him. Jump in a match and get my ass washed. But, generally, we've been, you know, like I'm a bit behind on matches. I'm looking forward to jumping in and playing some. Maybe when I get some time. Probably not tonight because I'm busy. I have like work to do after I finish the podcast. But
yes,
maybe another night because I need to get rest. Like that's the other reason is that like I haven't been getting rest, and I think if I jump in and I play right after,
it's gonna be another late evening night. You know,
I'm gonna be going to bed 1 a.m. again. I'm gonna be getting up like stupid o'clock in the morning, and I'm gonna be drained. So tonight I'm gonna just try to just work and then leave. Like tomorrow night I'm probably gonna hop on and play with these guys, jump in a match, play something, have a good time. But tonight is just finish off whatever work I need to finish off because this email I need to send is really important, so I want to just get that done for the night. And then after that, your boy is checked out until tomorrow morning. So
sounds like a good plan, to be honest.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Yeah.
Rog, you've been playing what now? Have you been playing?
Yeah, I've been playing a very, very popular game at the moment, which is called Helldivers 2, which is a co-op shooter that has been shooting through the roof on Steam. It's been going really well. This is developed by a smaller indie team from Sweden, a studio called Arrowhead Gaming Studios, I believe. They will actually, the fun fact is that they were founded in Skellefteå, the small town where I come from up north in Sweden. I remember when it happened. I think it was 2009. They later, they developed the first game and released it. Was Magica, if anyone knows the title Magica. And it has been going well after that. So they have expanded. There's a studio also now here in Stockholm. I know about where it's at, the location. And they recently released this. Well, the first Helldivers was released in 2015 and was doing a-okay. And now on the 8th of February, they released Helldivers 2. Now it's a sci-fi co-op shooter, third-person shooter. It's all about the co-op, like PvE aspect together. There's no like PvP or something, and it's kind of a, how do you say? Yeah, quite simple, straightforward. Not simple, but it's straightforward. You know what to do. You get onto that planet. It's like the last line of defense, and you enlist in these Helldivers. You join the fight for freedom across the galaxy, of course. Fast, frantic, ferocious third-person shooter. You fight like these big bugs and also robots. It depends on what part of the planet you choose to land on. And the game costs around $35-40.
Did you buy it?
Depending on where, but yeah.
So it's not like Adam just like gave you a copy like that, like hold it.
Adam got a copy from one of the developers from Arrowhead.
That's what I figured.
Yeah, he got one of the like very special, very few have them. I think it's the developers and a few of their friends, where you have a certain title in the game, of course, that like, yeah, he's the man. So, but I was hesitant. I didn't buy the game at launch. You know, it was more like, as very often now, I wait and I see and I maybe buy. So, well, apparently Isaac had his birthday and one of his friends gifted him the game. So then I said, well, what the heck? I'm going to buy it as well. I have made a video on my channel, and even though the game has been like quite hyped, you might say, people, oh wow, yeah, really be waiting for something like this, and it's right, it's great. I think they deserve all the credit they can get. However, the game has some performance problems. First, they didn't have the capacity when it comes to the servers, because there were so many people playing at once in the initially. So some guys couldn't log in, and it was a problem. It's by the way on PC apparently, since I'm talking about Steam, but also on it's PlayStation, isn't it? I believe. Yeah, so with that said, it was a problem, and it got some mixed reviews in the beginning just because of that. Now it has kind of balanced out, and it's more positive, or very positive, on Steam. But besides that, I was also thinking, so how is this going to play on my PC now, having a like low spec PC? Even though I've been able to tweak so much, also newer games. You know, I've been playing the Call of Duty games recently, and been able to get some decent performance and everything. It didn't work out that well. It was one of those games you get into like the menu, or not the menu, but well, it's like the hub, you might say, being at the ship and everything. And I have like 32 frames. I'm like, and I got to know pretty early, because I can play the game, but I do have problem with frames and performance. But I just realized after you start to read threads, because I made a video, as mentioned on my channel, it's up now, where I talk about this. I show gameplay, but also from a performance kind of perspective. I have been reading quite a lot of subreddits and shit like that. And even though people have good rigs, they are experiencing problems. Once again, unfortunately, it's related to AMD, surprise, surprise. But also it has to do with the fact Adam sent me, actually, yeah, he found something that says that the game runs mostly on 2 cores, which it's very poor parallel processing. And it has also an extremely inconsistent temperature profile. So that means that it will fluctuate, and I can see that, and that's not good. That's not good at all. He also told me, Adam said, well, you know that this is the same graphic engine that you experienced when you played, what was that game? Shit, it just slipped my mind. It's another Swedish developer. Shooter. Yeah, it's okay, it doesn't matter for now, but it was the same problem. It was exactly the same problem. So I'm starting to think, as I say also in the video, well, hopefully we'll see. Hopefully they catch up with this. I mean, a lot of people aren't even talking about the performance, because some just don't have problems at all. Yeah. And some definitely have problems. So it's like a bit of
It's a bit
split
of
feeling. I said in the video, I think, and the CEO, they have been very, how do you say, good at communicating with the audience, being in the community, the new community that has been created around the game.
yeah.
And they said that, well, some of you guys most likely should just wait until we have been able to patch properly and everything. That has to do with a lot of things. Was also regarding the server capacity, which I think they have tuned that up. I think they went from to 400,000 up to 600,000, you know, like really pushing up the numbers. Because if we go into the Steam charts, for example, when it comes to this game, right now it's like 234,000 players, you know, apparently. Yeah, exactly. And it had a peak, you know, when it was released, or all-time peak when it was like, I think it was like 6 days ago. Well, not exactly after launch, but when it was like 458K players, you know. So it's been doing really, really well, which is cool. But from my perspective, I will most likely not play it so much now. Wait maybe a week or two and see. They have done patches, but that's like the normal stuff. You know, they do smaller things in the game. The only thing, I mean, I'm not a game developer. I don't know the technical aspect of it. But when you start to think about the graphics engine they have chosen, I mean, it's not Unreal Engine, and also the fact that it runs mostly on 2 cores, it eats CPU for sure. I can see that, and since I have a weaker PC now, time has caught up, you know.
Yeah.
Then I can see that. But as said, I played quite a lot of new games like the last 2-3 years, and I have not had these problems at all. So it is for sure an optimization thing. But again, it is a cool game. I have to say, it's all about playing together, you know. And the good thing is also you can choose different missions that might just last for, let's say, 15 minutes. It's perfect. You might also have something that goes for 40 minutes. But let's say, hey Q, do you have a half an hour? Sure. And you play a mission and then you go back to work. I don't know, but it's very smart in that sense. So credit to Arrowhead Gaming Studios when it comes to their new Helldivers 2. It's well deserved. Well deserved success.
I've been thinking about picking it up with myself. I've actually considered it because of the fact that the good press it's been getting, a lot of good feedback about the game and all that kind of stuff. And I've been thinking about it, but I know the type of game that it is. It's kind of like Dead by Daylight for me. It's like it depends on if I have the time and if I have the people to play with. Like if I know I've got
exactly true, yeah,
and I've got the time, I'm down for it. But if I don't, I don't see the reason to get it, because then I'll never. It will just sit on my account and it won't get played.
I would wait, especially for you for that reason. Since I mean, you're busy with what you're doing now. It's a lot with work and everything, and you have other stuff to do for sure, but also other games to play. So maybe wait and see. I don't know if this will show up later on, for example, Xbox Game Pass. I have no idea. I haven't read anything about that. But most likely not, since it's. I mean, yeah.
Me being me, I'd probably want it on Steam right now, because I think most of what I'm picking up these days is for Steam because I've got the Steam Deck. So in my mind, it's like, if I'm gonna pick up anything, it has to be on Steam Deck. Like that's kind of how my brain is working. So and it's playable on the Steam Deck. I don't know how good it runs, but it says
yeah.
It says playable.
Yeah. I don't know either. But
it probably runs like crap on the Steam Deck, to be honest. Like, it probably does. Based on what you're saying about your system, it probably runs like a turd on the Steam Deck. But it says playable. So, but generally speaking, I think, if I do pick it up, it'll probably be some on Steam. I think that's why I would grab it. It's very positive on Steam at the moment. And of course, it's got, full language support in, 14 languages, and which is great.
Yes.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of the languages have full voice audio support, which is amazing. Not a lot of games have that these days.
True.
So it means the developers really put it in. They really put a lot of effort into like making sure that people can hear the audio properly in their languages: Japanese, Spanish, German, Italian, French, English, Portuguese, and Brazilian Portuguese, and Spanish, Latin American Spanish. So it's pretty cool that they've got all that kind of stuff inside there. And well, we shall wait and see. Hopefully within a week or two from now, you'll talk about the game again and be like, oh man, it's brilliant, you gotta get it. Like you gotta pick it up.
Yeah, exactly. No, I mean, as I said, play style or game play wise, it's definitely fun. It might be a game though that, depending also regarding the content, how they plan everything and what's going to come out, might become a bit repetitive for some. I mean, it's the same kind of style over again, and I even though let's see. We come back, as you said. Gonna wait a few weeks and see how the game is doing later on. So.
It's definitely a who you're playing with kind of game rather than anything else, because like for me, I think of this like a Dead by Daylight. I see this as like a game you jump in with good people, and you have a crazy time, you have a laugh, and then you log out and you just have memories from that. I think if you just log in with strangers, this is probably gonna suck.
It can do. There's one problem that has occurred now, which is farmers in the game.
Oh.
They farm, and it's been a thing they've been talking about. Another thing that I'm looking in my actually my script for my video, because there was something I wanted to it has to be mentioned. This is also something that gave them bad reviews initially at launch. We talked about the server issues. Maybe they underestimated the sheer number of players when it comes to be hosting on its service. That's one thing. But another thing that happened is due to the fact that they have implemented an anti-cheat system in this PvE game. Yes, exactly. And that has been the subject of controversy before. And the anti-cheat system can read a player's entire hard drive in search of any information from your PC. And looking for cheats, obviously. However, it's still vulnerable to certain types of exploitation and could become a security risk. So, yeah.
Is it the Denevo? Is that the one that they've got running on it?
Sorry, come again.
The anti-cheat, is it Denevo? I think that's the one that a lot of developers have used in the past. So is it
I can't remember right now. I think it's something N.
We'll probably talk about it.
Yeah. But I reacted also. Was like, wait, it's only PvE. You have an anti-cheat system for that? Okay.
Yeah, exactly. Like, why you need that for? Like, I think anti-cheat if you've got multiplayer, like against people, like direct multiplayer.
Usually that's the most common thing for sure. But yeah, this is so. Yeah, I just wanted to mention this in addition to what I said before regarding the game as a whole. But yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
But as I said, we keep this in the pocket a bit, and then we pick it up again and talk about it at a later date.
Yeah, definitely.
See what has happened.
100%. I think we've got a podcast.
We have a podcast for sure, definitely. Yeah.
I was just looking at the community page for the game. But yeah, we'll talk about that some other time.
Yeah, we do. That's about the time. Yeah, it's time for you to finish your working day, or at least close the evening, so to speak, by sending whatever you need to send work-wise. I will get up, stretch my legs, and just chill a bit before later going to bed. But guys, thank you for being here. Thank you, especially to those of you that have been live. It's always a pleasure to see people saying hi and everything, and that's beautiful. But also, if you listen to the podcast afterwards, or of course, hope you have enjoyed. And we'll talk soon again in a week from now. You know the channel. You know almost the time now. We're kind of tuning in and trying to find that also when we start and things like that. It can vary a bit, so be on your toes for that. But have a good week when it comes to your work. Maybe you're studying or something, and also if you find our tips valuable when it comes to watching something nice or playing something good as well. So with that said, Muffin and out.
Beautiful as always. Sorry, I look like you guys just see me just go
I
one
saw
way.
you swaying to the left and right. I wasn't sure what you were doing.
I am literally so I've just taken out my laptop out of my office bag.
Okay.
And my
ready
Steam,
to go.
and my Steam Deck, which was on top of it. So I've literally just taken that stuff out just so that I can as soon as we're done, your boy's gonna finish up some work, because that's just how it is.
Oh, that's
it's
great.
always lovely to hear about your week.
Yeah.
Oh, T, you know what? We talk all the time. To be honest, actually, my sister called me today, and she was just checking on me. How is it they going and all that kind of stuff. And I was just like, oh, great. And I was talking to her. I was literally like, I didn't want to be rude. So I was just like, I was being so nice, but no lie, I was literally mid preparing something, and I was just like, she's like, at some point she was like, you're busy, aren't you? And I was like, yeah. And she's like, okay, I'm gonna leave you. I'll catch up with you later. And I was like, okay, cool, appreciate it. So yeah.
Well,
100%. Anyway, that being said, it's been a week. Appreciate all of you guys taking the time out of your night to come and join us here on the podcast. If you enjoy the podcast, of course, a subscribe is always welcome. And sharing, the best way you can show that you enjoy the podcast is to share it with other people. If you know anyone else who might like listening to us talk about the stuff that we enjoy, games, film, our lives, then feel free to share the podcast with them. Let them know, hey, if you got friends, you got family, you got randoms, say, hey, have you listened to that Beautiful Life podcast? And if you haven't, we can't be friends and family no more. You're dead to me. So that being said, I appreciate all of you guys. We appreciate all you guys who come along and spend some time with us in the afternoon. It's a night show now, and all that kind of good stuff. We look forward to seeing you guys in the next episode. As always, you can find Roger at 40 Split Splash. That's the number 40 SPL at ISHSPLESH. He streams on a Tuesday and on a Sunday. That's correct?
Correct.
Whew, beautiful. You guys probably wonder why I'm looking all over the place. I've got literally 2 screens, and the footage is on both screens. Like, I can see Roger on both screens, but he looks bigger on this screen, the screen that way. So
yeah,
if you see me looking that way, it's because I can see him clearly. And on this screen, it's like a tiny little box.
Anyway, it's the same for me. This way I see Q. This way I see you. Well, you can see me. Okay.
I've been thinking to myself, should I move the camera and put it over this side just to sort of like get it in the same angle? But I know if the camera's on this side, it's literally pointing downwards at me.
Ah, but it's fine. It's fine.
Yeah. The only reason the camera is on this side is because I used it for like calls and stuff. And yeah, that's the only reason it's on this side. Anyway, that being said, you can find pretty much everything else we do at Simply Binge UK or at simplybinge.com. You can find me at LP Gardens are you pretty much everywhere else. I am not streaming at the moment. I don't have a schedule for that at this point in time. So unfortunately. But you can find pretty much anything else I do at LP Guardian. And as always, we wouldn't like you guys to miss out on any of the episodes of That Beautiful Life podcast. Many beautiful people like you subscribe to this podcast on Castbox, Spotify, iTunes, simplybinge.com, YouTube, and elsewhere. And we're company that we're giving away for free. So as always, guys, this has been cute. It's a wrap. I've ruined the ending. I have not mastered it this week.
No worries. People get the message. Message sent.
You know what? To be honest, a lot of people tell me I talk too fast. Which I can't help it. I think it's a Trinidadian thing. I think Trinidadians speak really quickly. It's a Trini thing. You speak really quickly, and then my voice, because my accent I don't even know what my accent is, to be honest. I think some people tell me they can't understand what I'm saying, but
I understand 99% of what you're saying. But I guess I'm used to. Even though when you're talking fast, to be honest, I don't have a problem with that.
I think it's because we've known each other for so long. Like we understand each other's accents and cues perfectly. Like similarly, when you're talking, like I get everything. You can speak fast, slow, in between, and I'd get it. But that's because I know what you like. We've been doing this for a while.
Exactly. No, it's true. It's true. I mean, it comes with the routine and the years passing by. Yeah.
Comes with the territory. Anyway, I gotta go. I got work to do.